Hello everyone, this is Serious Trivia. As we load right back into the game, we just entered the Ancient Era as the last faction to do so, but last is not necessarily a bad thing because we did complete every single Fey mission from the first era. You can see here we're way ahead, and because of our many populations on the field from our massive scouting party, hunting parties actually, we are sitting pretty happy at 160 points because of our 1 star from population right off the bat. And these hunting parties are now like completely a different unit. You don't see the food gathering anymore, so they can't grow anymore, but we can throw them into cities to help the cities grow. And we're going to make our first city this time. So I like this one because we have 18 food, 10 industry compared to this one here, which is only 7 food, 11 industry. The industry is higher here, but the food is going to be really constraining, especially if you look at the terrain that we're sitting on. Lots of production, but really no food in sight. I kind of want to have this as a attachment territory to our main territory. I was just hoping to secure the copper. We need to secure a horse as well, so we are interested in picking up this territory. We need more influence to do so. I think for us to pick up another one, we need 60 influence. So we're going to look to getting that and picking this adjacent territory so we can get our unique unit, which is the Janchu chariot unit that needs both horses and the copper. So we can upgrade our outposts whenever they're finished completing. It takes about 3 turns to complete it given our industry size. So now it's ready already. Both of them are ready, and we can change both of them into a city if we want. Typically, these will cost influence, but in the case of your first city, your capital, it's free. So I'll be turning this one into our city, and it becomes Haojing, which is the name of the capital of the Zhou dynasty. And we have a lot of new mechanics into the game. We have stability, which measures how happy the people are. If it's between 30% and 90%, people will stay very content, will have any problems. If it dips, you have rebellions. And I think if it's above 90, you get some bonuses. Right now, we're trending towards 100%. You see that it will adjust by 5% every turn until it reaches its size or its maximum here. And we're getting that value from 50 point for the fact that it's our capital, 40 points from our current ideology. We haven't gone to civics yet, so we won't talk about that. Main plaza, basically a district. This is our main plaza district. And because we have a district here, it's working all the adjacent tiles that are within the region. So that's how it's worked, or that's how it works in the game essentially. And we can pick up all sorts of resources with our plaza district. There are other districts, let's say farming district, that will only pick up adjacent food. And then there are makers district that will only pick up adjacent production. So there'll be specialized district later on. But for now, it's it's basically a balanced approach to whatever is around us. And we're picking up quite a bit of good stuff. Lots of food here from the waterfall bonus that we see here. Of course, we're trying to build one of our unique buildings right here, namely, because we get 3 mountain adjacencies, so we'll pick up 15 science. And speaking of science, we should also take a look at our technology progress. We finally can do it because we have a capital. So let's first assign our current population to food, which is nice. So it's a farmer, and farmers will generate 6 food per farmer. These are jobs, and we have 1 population, so we currently have 1 job. We can have up to 8 right now, given the size. And if we want to expand this, we can pretty much build new districts so we can get new jobs. They can work in those districts, and thus we can increase our maximum population. Right now, we're going towards our maximum population in 4 turns with our food focus. We can change the AI focus to other things. I think growth is pretty good in the beginning. Basic growth, production, money, or science. Right now, we don't have any other district, so we just have the standard potential 2 food farmers, 2 laborers, or I guess we'll just call it industry workers, and then 2 people focused on money and 2 people focused on science, like scientists, merchant, workers, and farmers. I think that's the right way to call it. And you can see these are districts we can build, and that's the one I was talking about with Confucian School. And you will notice here you can only build adjacent to your current district. So we got to expand out a bit to pick up the location here. We got to at least build a district here before we can build here. So uh, that's not what I wanted to click. I just have to left click to cancel it. That's right, got to get used to the UI. So these are districts we can place, and we talked about exploitation. So for example, right, placement rules. So once I place it down, say here, notice how we're getting one additional food because that's what farming district does, but we're losing 2 production because the current yield on it is production and the adjacent district is collecting all sorts of yields. But farmer district can't collect industry yield, so we'll actually destroy it. So that's probably not a good place to pick that district to be placed. And actually, before we do any sort of placement, I think it's probably more important we open up the tech screen and look at the tech tree. Now, it is pretty comprehensive going into all of these eras. There's not too many within each era. The pacing of the game is pretty fast, in my opinion. But looking at our first ancient era, we start with these 4. Now, we know we picked up extra 25% to completing domestication, which is why we have this shorter time period for this tech. Doesn't mean we should go for it. It's focused on horses, building animal barns, which increases outputs of any horse resource by 5 food, and it will also increase the farmer quarter adjacency bonus. So having additional farmers quarter next to each other will grant additional food, and also increasing the food yield on any quarter by 1. So it's farming focused, it's horse focused. We currently don't have a horse in our current zone, kind of pointless. And we need horses to build these scout riders. Great units, but once again, no horses. If we go for calendar, this one is luxury resource focused. We can build the artisan quarter, which as you can see, exploits all 4 resources. Food, all those things are highlighted. So that means if we build that quarter down, whatever resource on the tile will pick them all up. There is no specialization. And there's adjacency bonus with market quarters, granting us extra money. The 2 stability on district effect, I actually am not sure if that's from the building itself, which I don't think it is. I think it's from our legacy trait. Being Zhou means we pick up extra stability for all districts. And then this one's granary, which is an infrastructure building, just like this one here. These are not district. These are things you build within your city for effects citywide. And here, it's focused on the farmer job, which we just talked about. Each farmer will produce 2 additional food, and we'll also get 1 additional farmer slot. So another population for our city. And then carpentry. This is the one we probably will focus on right now because we will learn something called the clear forest. And this will allow us to chop down forest for immediate boon. We are surrounded by quite a bit of trees, and we can build the lumberyard, which increases industry and woodland and forest, which we also have a lot of. So those are all things we can kind of focus on. The upgrade is sawmill, which it says you can't pick up until the industrial age, which is really, really far away. But assuming we're planning ahead, and I find it right here, sawmill. This will give us +2 industry on tiles producing industry and create pollutions on makers' quarters. So that's way ahead and something we probably don't need to worry about. It doesn't have any major effects on forest tiles, but really just tiles that produce industry in general, which includes forest, obviously. But it requires you to have this building built to upgrade all that way. But we don't need to plan ahead that far out. Benefit for this would just be all the forest covering will get additional boost once we do have that. And we'll also pick up an archer unit over here as well. Then city defense is focused on a garrison district. This is actually a district. This district by itself will improve stability by 5 points, but we'll get 2-point bonus on that. Combat strength for all units in the district and around the district, and also 10 points of additional district fortification, so defense points on defense. No resource exploitation here, so whatever you build this on, the resources are lost. And this is also a spawn point for a land unit that you build. Also, we get the palisade building, which just increases fortification in our main town. And these will lead to stonework for mountains, rocky field, and stone field. So I feel like carpentry is really the way to go for us. Irrigation is also a little bit tempting because we have a lot of river, and we can also get public fountain for more stability. Stability is key because every district we build will reduce stability because our town's just growing in size, right? As you stretch out, it's less and less stable than just having one district. But obviously we have to keep building district. There's no way we just stay with one. So you can see with normal district, it's always minus 10 stability. For Zhou culture, we get 2 points back. And for our unique building, it's actually a +8. So it's very nice. So we're a very stable, big empire, reflective of what China was back in the day. Although picking Zhou for this is questionable, consider that Zhou dynasty was probably the closest thing to feudalism, as you will see, and not a lot of those regional lords were very loyal or stable in this case. But that's fine. You can see that we have a ton of forests, just a ton of forests around us. So carpentry will help a lot once we do get that building up. What is it called? Lumberyard? Yes, lumberyard. We'll get used to all the names as we play more. That's going to be our first goal. We could build the pottery workshop to start picking up influence on the main plaza. By default, we get 4 points. We can boost it to 8 to speed up how much land we can claim. And plus, we are playing a culture whose specialty is aesthetics, so we need to pick up more influence to get the most points from the rewards. We get more points for these. Why is it showing 0? Right, that's wrong. We should be seeing like 150, 100. Huh, that is weird. Maybe it's because we just turned this turn, because we got 100 points from this already. We know it's 100. Anyways, it's the release build, but it's still early. Allows for some patches and updates. Right, I'm gonna pick up the pottery workshop. I think this is probably a good idea. I don't think I need any more units. We have so many units. +5 food for a feast. So this is a project, right? This is a public ceremony here. We're just getting a burst of food for the effect, but so many turns. You can have multiple cities working on these, I believe. We'll pass on district. We'll go with this. And then we can look at our outpost here. So this has finished completing the outpost. We can move it for 11 influence, or we can change it to another city for 160. And I believe we can also attach it to our main city for a cost as well. They are adjacent, right? Ah, no, they're not. That's why I can't do it right now. So you see how we don't actually connect with that one. But once we pick up the horse and connect the horse, we can connect them later. But once we claim it, it's ours. So that's all good. And that's something we don't have to worry about anymore. Anyhow, do I want to move this anywhere? Not really. I don't see any benefits to moving. The slot's pretty good. And we're close to... right click, right? Right click is cancel. We're close to a luxury resource, even though we don't know exactly what it is yet. Alright, we also can create our first religion. Lots of new things this turn. Creating our religion. So we have a choice here. Where did we find that? One of our units just moved. Anyways, I'll come back to that. We can choose polytheism or shamanism, depending on if we want to expand a lot or grow population a lot. The math is, going to work out. But I actually think shamanism is going to win out in either case, because I can pick up a lot of territories and pick up a lot of populations in all these territories and end up, with a huge population of greater than 5 in each territory, and I'll beat this out for sure. So I feel like this is probably the way to go for us. And I don't know, I guess I had a big command of them going back, right? And that they picked up a curiosity, which granted us a lot of science, mind you. 10 points of science. Look at that. That just like sped up by 3 turns. and also some influence, so we can claim that pretty soon. So picking things up, still good. I think I saw a curiosity here. Please be science. It's no longer food. It can't be food. Yeah, it cannot be food because these units can no longer grow. So now everything left is science, and we got the influence. So this team is actually going to start claiming this. Now this is going to be super slow in terms of finishing the build, but the population growth is going to be impressive. It's 10 turns to finish it. It's 30 turns, or 30 production cost to, this is 5 turns. 20 food. I want this to be attached. I don't want this to be independent. And I do want a unique building. And it seems like the only place we can put a unique building in this territory is here, because that's the only mountain adjacency that this thing has. There's no other mountains in this region, unfortunately. So I don't want to go here. $16 and $6. Yeah, I think we'll take the 16 and 6. We just won't be on the river. But the river can still service us. See, this is not bad either because we'll still be on the river. We'll be kind of close to the horse, kind of close to here, but we need to build a few districts before we can build that building. We need to build at least 2 districts if we're going to do that. But then that's the same thing here, right? The lack of production is not too concerning because we do have access to river, so we can turn a lot of the river to production. There are buildings for that, or districts for that. Look at those horses. The map is actually beautiful. I think we do this. Just 5 turns. Yeah, there's really a lack of production, and these forests are really all we can depend on. Alright, so now if you look at our territories, we have this, we have this, we have this, and if we want to connect them, right, if we have adjacent outposts, we can connect them. Do we want this? I guess we want this. This is a horse region too. Well, they're coming back to donate their population into the city, even though the travel time is a little bit long. I guess they have an easier time of coming back. Maybe he can stay out here and claim this region for us as well. Horses, luxury resources, mountains for our unique building, and a lot of coastline inside the lake. Our next claim is going to cost how much? $30. Oh, we can do it. Maybe they can do it on the way back, and then they can just go back in. Yeah.
Come over here.
They can do it here. They can claim it for us next turn. Do they have a recommendation here? No, they're not even recommending anything. Well, we want production. I want to be close to these mountains. Just, what is that? A crater? It's weird. I mean, I guess we'll take a look at it next turn first before we decide. Because that's still fog of war right now. We still have a lot of other units that need to be very careful, because if you do walk into enemy territory, then the fate is not very fun for you. You're not coming back alive.
Come over here.
Ooh, a deer. See, that's considered a military unit. I think that fighting that deer will actually give us one of the points for it. We're switching rivers. We're trying to explore this way. We can't beat that. No other friendly units nearby.
All together.
We're just gonna instant this one. Did that give us a point? I guess not. I guess it has to be a military unit. Oh well, then it's kind of pointless to fight then. It's better to explore.
Off we go. Over this way.
And we'll end the turn on the river. Both of them need to pull back before they go too close to the Mycenaean faction over here.
Right.
We still want to explore because curiosities will boost our science. We just got, 6 free turns of science right there. All right, let's look at our religion. We're not done. We just picked shamanism. Those are a tenet of our religion. And this is below the name of your state religion. You'll find the key information. The religious leader is always the empire with the religion as the state religion that controls the majority of its holy site. Holy sites are a specific district that increases faith of their affiliated religions in the territory they are erected. Followers are inhabitants of the city that follows the specific religion. So we don't have any holy sites right now. We are the leader because we found Zhou shamanism. Right now it's not giving us much, right? If we went with the other territory, it would have been a faster boost in the beginning, but I'm hoping to play the long game here and pick up some tenets once we do get to 25 points of faith. Right, so in hindsight, maybe if we'd gone with territories, we would be picking up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 points a turn, and it'll be flying from the beginning, whereas population will take a while. And that's a holy site. That's a shared project where we can ask our other regions to pitch in with their industry as well. But I'm still convinced we want our pottery building to go up first for more influence. So let's just continue for now. I'm going to turn off yield. 好金 have
And
finished.
now you've met the Mycenaeans. Let's hope relations go well. Their forts are rather formidable.
Alright, so we officially met them. We escaped. We got to that river. Not looking back. We're going to run away from their land.
Over this way.
Docile. We discovered one. And let's meet their
Something
leader.
to make our affairs more civil?
Welcome to
Fascinating.
Humankind's...
And yet...
That's us. Diplomacy screen. This is where you will manage all the diplomatic relations with foreign empires as one of the gameplay system, which might seem complex at first. Bear in mind that it takes everyone a few games to understand and master its subtleties. Be the leader you want to be. Find allies, trade resources, sign treaties, or declare wars. I do want to find out things. So currently we are at peace. Good. War support represents your population's animosity against a specific empire. It's the fuel for war. Your people's morale will be broken if you run out, and they will force you to agree to surrender. So more on war support and role surrender when you declare war. What's the next? Treaty tabs. Treaties are additional accords added to on top of a state of peace or alliance, adding or removing one or more diplomatic abilities on both sides of a relation. By default, you start with the left column of the treaties and will progressively work your way to the right. If you decide to deepen your ties with the empire you're dealing with, you'll find treaties in more detail soon. Next. That's it? Okay. So let's see. Our neighbor here is impulsive. Oh gosh. But an introvert. Oh, okay. Few friends. They're strong as completionist, picking up all texts, 10%, and taskmaster, cultural wonders. I'm not going to like you if you're going to fight me for wonders. They systematically refuses demands. They're prideful. Okay. All right. So we forbid new trade right now. We can trade luxuries. They have proposed that. I accept.
You are as just as you are wise. Let's make it so.
This is unexpected. Excellent.
And the Relations tab is the default tab when you open Diplomacy. You can use diplomatic abilities such as Surprise War or Proposed Alliance. And these abilities evolve following your diplomatic relations state. Also, you can view each other's relation next to their avatar. Huh. Peace. Peace. We are good. A badge called Trader. Interesting. Happy to speak to you. And we have a civic. There are 2 territories in your empire's sphere of influence. Okay, so this is the influence tab. So that's their influence on their society, and this is ours. And this will convert to us in 4 turns, and hopefully this will be ours too. And when we border other factions, if we don't have enough influence, they will be swung over to them, and I think they can even take your territories because it swings that way. And this is really our society. This is a ideology that we were skipping over last time when we looked at the stability bonus. And the reason why we have stability bonus is because we're in the middle of all 4 of these trade-offs of ideologies: collectivism versus individualism. We have homeland versus world. We have liberty versus authority, and tradition versus progress. And from time to time, we can basically pick civics that we can enact. Currently, there are 2, and we have to spend influence to kind of pick these. The first civic is available for you to vote on. Civics are made available based on the current game context and are voted or canceled using influence. So we have 2 things we can vote on, and the cost that associate with each, and the effect that associate with each. So the founding myth: by what right do we rule? When voting for a civic, you can choose either options, but each path might affect the empire in numerous areas: diplomacy, religion, economy, military. Civic can even unlock new game mechanic. In addition to these effects, all civic affect ideology of an empire and resulting bonuses. You can vote on your first civic provided we have enough influence, so influence is quite useful for this as well. And you can see that we can say we have our rule or finding myth based on natural right. We claim inherent domain over the land and beast, or we can say it's a divine mandate, and it will shift us towards whether a more traditional path, and actually it will swing us into the next zone where our stability bonus is less, but we get extra faith on territories, and by default 3 faith on territory because this is more of the superstitious route. Or we can say it's by natural right, and we swing more towards progress. Once again, stability will drop, but we'll get plus 5% science on cities or outposts. Both of these are not bad. I can see value for both, given that we have a very science-focused building. I can see that we can generate maybe 20-30 science without a problem. 5% of that is not a lot, but faith we can enjoy right off the bat. So I'm leaning towards this if we're going to vote for that one. We can also take a look at this one. So legitimacy is based on whether we use customary law or codified law, which means things are more strict. And here it's the cost of creating outposts versus the cost of attaching outposts or absorbing cities. So if we already have a lot of outposts created, which in this case we do, this might not be so attractive. But if we want to keep grabbing more land and just claim them for us early on, this is not bad. And remember, there's going to be other civic that will swing these things back and forth. So it's not set, but these bonuses are set. So that's really going to be what we're picking here. Whereas over here, it's once again swinging it towards more of a progress side, but this is the cost of absorbing cities, which I'm not sure how much it is. I don't know if I can compare the cost that much until I get this one done. So if I want to vote on one, I'm leaning more towards voting for our finding myth right now. I kind of want to pick up faith on territory right now, but influence on May Plaza, this pays for itself. That's the thing. And if we build multiple cities, there's going to be multiple main plazas. That one gives a little... No, that one doesn't give faith. But the swing towards traditional gives faith. If I done this before... Okay, I think I value the influence here. So even though this would be quite nice for our religion, but I really value the influence. So we're going to do this.
Why was this even a question? Let's keep it simple. We've been here. It's our place.
ideology. So ideology is also going to play a diplomacy effect, because if other factions don't share our ideology, they can use that to attack us, which, you know, makes perfect sense. Yeah, this is just going to be slow because we only have one population right now. But they will come. We'll send these boys back pretty soon, or I can send them over. Actually, yeah, why don't we trade places? Because these three can all go back in, and we can grow the city pretty fast, and he can just do the claiming for us. It doesn't cost that much. 30, right? We're saving 15 to find it here. I'm not building it there because that's where our potential, what do you call it? Confucian school will go. Maybe here. We don't get that tile, but 8 production and 8 food seems like the most balanced that I can pick up here. That's close enough to that as well. Yeah, I think so. And then we just go for the attach cost decrease in the Civic, because 30 is not that pricey. Or we can swing it back and get more stability and just make creating outposts. Now it's costing us more, but actually I think we'll swing it back.
That seems to leave a lot of interpretation of right and wrong, not to mention yours and mine.
Because there's so many territory for us to claim that I feel like the savings there will outweigh the cost. I do intend to claim a lot of land, so we got lots of scouts as well. Alright, so we can keep claiming. This guy can claim this. Should we claim this? We'll be bordering them, which I don't know if I want to do yet. At least we'll claim all these. If he takes this, it's a big one, but I don't see any resources on it. And the terrain's terrible. It's all snow. Alright, so we'll let him have that one.
Off we go.
Alright, we'll let him have that one. We'll take the luxuries over here and the luxuries over here. I might make this into a city, actually. Connect these two and connect these two. Instead of like connecting all 4 to this. I don't know, up for debate. We'll explore which one's better later on.
Off we go.
And over here, we'll continue to explore. I want to explore this side. Ah, coffee and papyrus. I don't want to fight. It's kind of pointless to lose health and gain nothing back. Oh, I guess the experience? No need. We'll let him leave and then we'll move the other way.
Off we go.
Ah, we hit the sea.
Understood. Over this way.
西双版纳. Ah, the forest, they named it. Oh, so they named major forest. This is in China, 西双版纳. It's in Yunnan. South west. I've been there actually.
Yes.
It's like a rainforest. We find ourselves another faction who claim land here already. Okay, so looking at what we're trying to claim, we're trying to claim these 2 luxuries, claim these 2 luxuries. This one, I guess I wanted to, but I don't know if we can extend our influence that much. We want to stay away from them. Last thing we want is to get attacked. So we'll bypass the deer and walk north, I think.
Come over here. Got it.
Science? 40 gold. Okay. That's not bad either. We can use our culture bullets if we want, if we ever have an influence
Off we
problem.
go.
I don't think we will, so I think we're fine. It looks like our eastern front is all ours. Hopefully. That'd be great. But, we'll see.
Come over here.
Did we just step on something? No, I got scared for a second with the sound effects. Guess we're just... Oh, I guess we did discover something up here. They can go look for that. Urgent affair? Ah. I mean, we already did these ahead of time. It popped up over here, so we just did it. But we voted on both. So we know exactly where we stand. We have +9 a turn. The scoring has returned to normal. We now see the scoring. It just, you know, bugged out a little bit last turn. But you can see we're gaining points here. 4 points since we reached this error. Now we're gaining 9 points per turn. We're going to try to focus on this just so that we can score most of our points from this. The second star is going to require more things, but giving us more rewards as well. All right, that's plenty there. Happy with what we have. Let's continue. Carpentry is researched because of all of the things we picked up, speeding that up. Which means, if we look in the city, once we built the lumber yard, we'll get 1, 2, 3 additional production from what we have here. But first we gotta finish pottery workshop, which will take a little bit of time. Alright, and if we get a couple more population here, that should definitely speed up all of the progress. And we'll claim this territory as well. It's only going to cost us 15 now, and I think we decided on the 8 and 8. We could do 12 and 6. It's not bad. Hold on, let me walk here first. I'm really curious about that. Ooh, and a lair, a aggressive lair. The lightning means the animal summoned will be aggressive.
Follow me.
That is mountain. Just gotta confirm that. Okay, we gotta ransack this before they spawn anything. I'm the only unit here, so it could get dangerous. I cannot get past this mammoth. Maybe one of them can go get it? Because I don't want to waste a turn just sitting behind this slow-moving mammoth. We'll continue to explore. Silk! Alright. The deer got out of the way. We got ourselves another hunting party. We should pick a research first in case we get a chance to get more points here. So now we're back to 3. There was some sort of boost that we had that made it a little bit faster. The in terms of math, we had some. Oh right, we had 11 points of science that we picked up from our earlier error, which is why. So we do have a lot of mountains. So if we do build this, it will be really good too. Forced labor, we can start using population to complete constructions instantly. But so many turns. We'll get a lot of horses, so I think we pick this up. And it's fastest for us right now.
Acknowledged. Follow me.
Yes, science.
Will do. Let's go.
All right, new group. Pearls. Okay.
Come over here.
Terrain's bad.
Over this way.
We could ransack that
Follow me.
and pick up influence. I think 20 influence for that.
For your
Oh, money now. Oh, it's changed. 22 money. And then there's 2 of these points. Alright, we want to claim this one too. 15 as well. $14 and 9? Kind of close to mountains. 9 and 12 is also tempting because we can just slap. I mean, ideally we put it here because then we don't occupy the river for that tile for our Confucian school. 8 and 13, 9 and 12. I think we take 9 and 12. And then build around here. It's kind of wasteful to build it there, but we could. Defensively speaking, we'll be sitting on this little plateau. This will be the land that can walk up. We just have to defend this choke or on this side. But there's some high ground looking at us, so I'm not sure about that. Luxury right here. So artisan quarter right here into the Confucian school. Alright, settled. We're going here. Oh, he must have stepped on... Oh, first one to discover Halong Bay, nature wonder. Nice. And I believe this is in Vietnam. Oh, it looks amazing actually. Cannot go through this tile, cannot stop on this tile, +1 food on the tile, +1 vision range. Descending Dragon Bay, I mean Long, right? These islets have been long ago protected by mainlander from invaders of the sea. +5 influence if we control it. Stability on the city or outpost, plus money on the city. Oh, we're claiming this region for sure. And coffee beans and all sorts of good stuff. 65 now. We took another jump in terms of how many we can claim in the one time. That's okay. We're growing our influence just for that purpose. We want to stay away from them. I think we explored enough. Actually, no, we'll go with these boys. It's okay. We can find our way back, I'm sure.
Over this way. Off we go.
Natural wonder. Yep.
Let's go.
All right. We picked up so many points. We got a science done already and accumulated some more science for the rest because it's now a lot cheaper than what the turn should be with our 3 science. I think we now see a need for artisan quarters, but even though that resource is a mystery one right now, so we don't have really the tech to identify it. But I think we can plan out ahead of time, and granary is really good for population growth. I think we grab that one. We have an urgent affair. Let's see. The flooded lands, an unrelenting deluge of rainfall lashes down upon the great city of Haojing and the surrounding land. If the rain doesn't stop soon, the banks of the great river that threads through the city will burst, flooding the adjacent quarters. With limited time and resource, the tasks are stark. What will you do? Okay, so protecting cities or farmlands from water, a very traditional ancient civilization event. We'll gamble to the fates. We'll adapt. Limited adaptation should mitigate the biggest risk, and rain might relent in any case. Chance of bad consequence, or chance of good if we build an expensive dike around Haojing and protect it. Even though can we go to debt? That is the question. And we swing a little bit towards progress. Now dike is how water was not taken care of. China used irrigation, just sort of migrating the risk by spreading the river flow out. They tried to dam up a lot of places, but the effect wasn't as good. Regardless, I think we go with this option here. I'm sure going to debt doesn't hurt us that badly, because I don't think our units actually cost anything right now. right? They're free upkeep units, so it's not like we're overpaying for anything. So let's go with this. Negative 45. We got some money from... Ooh. Wait. What did I do?
Yes, greetings. I hope you don't mind if I stare.
Ah, I can demand money because she attacked me. But, Renounce to create a demand from this grievance. So this is a grievance. Injuries shall not go unpunished until your demands are accepted or withdrawn. All trade between your empires suspended. And...
I know you won't do it again.
If I wanted to laugh, I would have called for my jester.
well, we have a grievance, basically. I think we created something like we created demand, which I think is like a tradable to obtain satisfaction. Ah. Okay, so right now we just basically forgave them for that. Oh, they're attacking me right now. Did they claim this? I'm gonna retreat. You can only retreat once. And then you have a pretty long cooldown, but we retreated right next to a nice place right there. Alright, so they are just fairly aggressive here.
Follow me.
This is just hard to reach.
Come over here.
Tedzaka? Another forest. Big chains of forest here. We're cornered, aren't we? We can go back this way. We will before we get killed. He's claiming more land as well. We're now actually bordering here. There's gonna be a war, I'm pretty sure. AIs are fairly aggressive. Ooh, nice. Gold, get us out of debt, thank you. We'll start pulling back and we'll just spend some time claiming these land. And we gotta also discover this area here in case there's a neighbor on this side. That would be a surprise. Alright, since we know what's over there and we have an army coming back, we can't go down here because of the cliff. So we'll let the escaping army do that. Also questioning whether we should continue that way. Yeah, we'll start headed back. This is a key group. We're gonna have them not clear forest. Although we could. We could clear the forest here, to be honest. We speed up the build. Because we're gonna build probably a farming quarter here anyways. Like we can use this patch of tree for production maybe. But a lot of this will be farm. And I'm gonna have to build a district here to connect out. And it's not gonna be anything that can take advantage of the forest. It'll take 3 turns to chop this down? Okay. Do we have to use all 3 men? Alright, we can disband to add it to the population. Oh, it's 5 turn. Oh, it's actually proportional. So we do have 2 population now. You can see that we got 1 industry here. We could get food to... Oh, actually, we don't need to speed up that growth because it's going to be 1 turn anyway. So that's probably good. We finished the pottery workshop here. I'll leave the 2 on the field because it's faster to chop wood here with both of them. I need to ransack this before it spawns anything. Get us out of debt as well. Speaking of debt...
Off we go.
There's 4 curiosities for us to pick up, and that should help with our research and money and other things, hopefully. That's it. Bankruptcy. We're losing stability. We increase our population naturally by 1 more. We're 3 population, max farmer output. -1 from consecutive turns of deficit. I'm guessing that's going to grow. But next turn we're fine already. They're playing chop chop here, and we can build the next thing, which actually should be a district. But if we build a district on that, that kind of get rid of the building effect, so that's kind of pointless. Which means lumberyard, given that we will, you know, have so many trees to take advantage of in the future. That's going to be pretty essential for us to build. We have a new civic to vote on. Army composition. Who should fight for the empire? Conscripts, authority, increase vision range and detection range, or go for professional soldiers, increase influence on emblematic districts. But then plus combat strength, -30 cost. Ooh. Spamming units are just stronger, more premium. I'm going to go with this one. And also, I really want the influence, obviously.
It does seem logical that people shouldn't have to do a job unless they want to.
We don't have the population, and we don't have faith. It's actually kind of sad. I think I definitely went the wrong choice here, but it's okay. Yes, I know that already. Looks like we're getting attacked somewhere. Poor guy, still on the run. We cannot run anymore, so we have to just try to fight. We have to defend that point, but I think it's over. Can we hold them off on the river? No, I think we'd better off hold here. And we're just hoping for a 3-turn hold. Here he comes. Alright, we did massive amount of damage to them, but we won. They retreated. Or were they injured? No, they didn't lose, they retreated. Well, old horde for gold got us out of our bankruptcy. Keep running.
Come over here.
Yes.
You guys
greetings.
attacked me again.
I hope you don't mind if I stay.
Our grievances. I'm
It
gonna
would
renounce
be
it.
best to let bygones be bygones.
How does
Keep
he?
talking. Maybe
how-
someone else will take you seriously.
It's improving. Pleasant. Okay, stop attacking me. Our victory at the Battle of Peacock. Calendar's been researched because we picked up a curiosity somewhere. And now we can start dreaming of bigger things. I'm thinking stoneworks from all the mountains that we will have, even though irrigation and public fountain are both good. Food on rivers and stability. Fishery. I don't think we can do harbors yet. Copper down the line. Extra industry on places with copper. Maker quarter synergies, similar to... not that one. Animal barns. Watchtower. I think let's just pick up city defense first. We also will eventually need that, so it's not a bad idea. Alright, let's get our units moving. I want these guys to start coming back. Maybe not with them first. He's on the run for sure. And I think there's a curiosity, there's like a piece of land here that I want to visit before we get out. Yeah, so he's going to go this way. Maybe explore this too. That's a spot we didn't see. I definitely want to claim the one with the natural wonder. So that's probably my next one.
Off we go.
Ooh, a peaceful tribe. So mercenary units. Independent people. I'm going to start pulling these guys together into an army. We no longer need them that spread out because we already kind of checked out everything. Although I think curiosity can still spawn randomly. But we don't want to lose them at this point. And for these two, I might just throw the population back into Haojing. We just gotta go here, and then we can disband them in the territory. And we have 4 population. Maximum production. You can see the negative food because the population is growing faster than we can really maintain it. So now we're actually going to lose population moving forward. That's also a problem unless we pick up, you know, a granary, which is what's really going to help us here. We might do that. Yeah, let's finish the granary first. And then maybe they can help with the wood chopping. Because we'll have the retreating armies picking up our last few pieces of land.
Yes, sir.
They'll get their next turn. They'll get their next turn. He basically has 3 movement left. We're going to retreat him back to here, as this is the piece of land that we will eventually want. Oh, hit a snag here.
All right.
All cliffs.
I'm on it.
Okay. And we're going to end turn again. Our outposts are picking up populations, which is good. Because once they become a city or once they become attached to a city... How am I supposed to read that? Resources are naturally occurring deposits, right? Because, okay, I know what that is. Basically, we can build the artisan quarter ahead of time with the outpost. It does cost influence to build. Whereas if we become a city or become attached, then it would just be a district. But that's not a bad thing, I think. If we do the attachment, cost 30. Right, attaching will have an impact on stability, right? Because we're basically getting another city center here. But I'm debating whether I want to attach this one or not. I don't think I want to. I think that one can be a city. I think I want to attach this one in the future, once we claim this one.
A first visible mark of this new culture. I hope the style is pleasing, because it will be around for as long as the city lasts.
Alright, basically our units are auto-moving towards all the curiosity we selected already. There's another one here. Ooh. We'll get that. These can speed up science by so much. Or give us money. I guess we keep pushing the exploration here.
Come over here. Let's
Ah, so close to ending on the river. Alright, we're gonna pull him back.
Follow me. Let's go.
He has a warrior. Oh, right, he picked it up from one of the little villages. Alright, we escaped. Our victory of Peacock granted us some distance here. And perhaps we can find something interesting. Like another 40 gold. Another 8 science. Great. Encampment. We can ransack. It's a peaceful tribe. Aw.
Come over here.
We have no action right now, but let me see what I can get from that. Let's end turn. Haojing has lost the population. Yeah, that was a bad move on our part. But we'll get that one population back. We're gonna like fluctuate in between this until we get the granary. So that's gonna be 2 turns anyway. We'll come back and get this first. We got an offer. From what? Hold on. Curiosities. Nice. That's all the movement. We got a couple population to shamanism. Finally getting a point.
Something to make our affairs more civil?
Ah, finally a pleasant one.
Fascinating.
Yes,
And yet,
I
you
speak good
are as
neighbors.
just.
I don't prefer to be a war player. Ooh, whales. Oh, ambergris. So basically, it's not whale poop, but it's like from their gut. It's like it's close to whale poop, but it's used for perfumes. I guess we can prepare for this as well, in case we have to fight them. We have the warriors in here. This one is on the way back. Oh, until we saw that.
Follow me.
Understood.
And we get ourselves another warrior. And the 4th faction. We found them.
Yes.
Let's bump into them then.
Follow me.
Gold. It might attack us back if we're ransacking their encampment. Let's see if that actually happens. The Flooded Land, Part 2. The Great Dike was constructed in rapid time at your behest, and a prevalent decision, a provident choice it turned about to be. The deluge didn't relent, but despite the endless rain, Haojing and its people and property remained safe, only suffering some wet and shivering skin. Better yet, the farmland became even more fertile in the rain's aftermath. Bountiful. Okay, so our population can grow back now. It'd be nice if we didn't have to end up wasting the resource there, but that's fine. I could also attach this one. 30 cost. We'll pick up all its production, and it can give us a pretty decent... This is a stony field and a river. It can give us a pretty decent Confucian school here. There's no Confucian school here to be built, really, which is... Oh, I guess right here. Right, we mentioned there's one little one here. And this one's going to be beautiful. Right, I think we attach this way and then have this as a city attached this way. I think we attach. Because it would be our capital. This is the easy place for us to take the stability hit without really doing anything. Minus 20 from stability here, but look at all the positive we have. So it'll be okay. Alright, we should be getting a burst of jobs. Yes, we did. Okay, so that should be fine. I don't think I need to use this culture-wise. I think we're fine. No one's really encroaching on us. All right, I think we'll end the episode here as we are starting to claim territory and setting up. We know where everyone is. That's one faction. Yellow or orange is here, green's over here, and we have all this nice eastern land to ourselves. So we'll be claiming all of these, probably like all of these here before they do, and build all of this up. And we'll be kind of a influence aggressive type of faction, trying to use our influence to expand territories, and expansion will give us a couple stars from this. So we'll get these stars. We're going to get the science star very soon as well. Not going to be military focused. We're going to just basically play a peaceful expansion faction. We're going to have a burst of district once we start building our emblematic district, and that should really carry us through. And with more territories will also mean more population. So we should do great. And hopefully you guys enjoy this one, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!